What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a summary of the 2023 calendar year soccer card releases. We're going to talk about the top rated and most recommended soccer products for 2023. And basically how this is going to work is we're going to split this into two categories. So initially we're going to sort everything by, the actual rating that, the set's got from release. Actually, let's go to the next page here. Okay, so how we started, or like in general, all the sets that we rated in 2023, we're going to filter them because there's just way too many of them. And what we really care about is everything that has a case hit or a set value rating. Basically, that's like the subcategory for each rating that we gave, 3.5 or higher. So anything lower than that's not going to make the cut. And then the overall rating of 3.5 stars or higher is going to be kind of like the second criteria that we use to kind of, determine what's going to make this list or not. So what we're about to see is sorted from highest to lowest. And all that data is going to be based on the data that was available on release day. So starting us off is going to be Topps Chrome UEFA Women's Champions League. So as a lot of you guys know, this product was cheaper, much cheaper than the mainstream men's releases. So that's kind of going to be a big contributor to why this is, rated so high in terms of the checklist and what you can get and all the different, hits per box and all that kind of stuff. And even the demand, that's kind of what led this to be basically the highest rated set, believe it or not, of 2023. So this golden star here that you guys see is going to be, signifying basically what the main part of this entire rating is, what's driving this to kind of, or what's the best part of this whole set. So the price versus what you're getting, and for a lot of the demand and a lot of the main players in this, yeah, pretty high ceiling. So second rating is going to be Topps Chrome Sapphire UEFA Women's. Unfortunately, no autos in these. I don't think it's been a while. So anyway, but this one made it here for the same reason as the previous set. And, for the demand, which exists actually out there, there's quite the demand for a lot of these players' cards. And, all the big name players, Sam Kerr, Putellas, all these, big players, their cards go for quite a significant amount. So that's kind of why these are rated where they are. And of course, who doesn't like Sapphire? The cards look amazing. This whole set, was priced at $80, and we haven't seen that for a Sapphire soccer release since 2019. So everything has been, priced 4x, 5x since then. So that was a breath of fresh air, and that's kind of why this is where it is now. But one of the first mainstream set that actually makes it to the top of the list, a lot of you guys probably saw this coming, Topps Stadium Club Chrome UEFA. In my opinion, this is probably the best, if not one of the best sets to come out in 2023. And yeah, for a lot of different reasons. They brought back the flood color, or the deep color in the background. The pictures are absolutely amazing. Can't go wrong with that. In terms of what you're getting per box, hits per box ratio, all that stuff. And the auto ratio is actually really nice. And for the price at launch, it could have been better, but overall this set is overall one of the best sets, if not the best set out there. So that's kind of why you guys see 4.5s or 4s all around. But the one after that is going to be our first Panini one. It's going to be La Liga. This one might be a surprise to a lot of people, because in my opinion this one was super underrated, especially for the checklist. The base checklist maybe not so much, but the auto checklist is actually pretty loaded. So I mean, you have Cristiano Ronaldo, you have Messi autos, you have Ronaldo R9, you have Zidane, you have Rivaldo, you have so many other players. And it's crazy how this one just wasn't really noticed as much as the other ones. And plus, when this one came out, it was 250 or $280. So compared to all the other ones that we will get to here in a sec, in my opinion, this one was underrated, and kind of the overall value and the autos and stuff in here is kind of what's pushing this to a 4.08. But the one after that is going to be Topps Finest. This one gives you 2 autos per master box. You're getting a lot of number cards per master box. And yeah, this one overall is just a really fun product. Maybe not as fun as Topps Stadium Club Chrome, but because of the price and because of how much stuff you're getting out of this, that's why this is where it is. And right after that, we have Chronicles. The fact that it has 3 separate leagues and it has a lot of chases in these, a lot of chase rookies, you know, from Serie A, maybe not so much the Liga, and then you have like EPL, of course. Yeah, and you're getting like anywhere from like 1 to 3 autos in a master box, so that's like another plus. And yeah, overall this one is just always exciting. Chronicles, the whole variety thing is just really fun time. Can't really go wrong with Chronicles, and they did a stellar job this year. But the next one after that is going to be Inception. So the launch price for this was unbelievable, like £100 for like what you could potentially get from Inception was like amazing. The moment that it sold out, everyone was like reselling it for like all the way up to like 400, I believe, like that first week, which is like insane, because you know, they did make way more of these than previous years, so that's kind of like holding it back. But the fact that it has like a lot of on-card autos that are like super case hits, so I wouldn't really go too crazy about those. And it has, you know, a lot of like chase cards in these as well. It has that booklet, quad autos, dual autos, I believe. Yeah, this one was just a super appealing set, and the best one that they made to date, in my opinion, despite the huge print run. And then right after that, we have like Museum. Basically, this one, I don't know if you can really go wrong with this year's specifically. Previous years, maybe, but this year, I mean, everything is like game used or player worn in terms of patches. You're getting a lot of autos from these. You're getting like potentially those like case hit and like gold frames. You're getting on-card autos, and you know, for the price, honestly, this one was like super hard to beat. So overall value is definitely there for this one. Definitely one of the higher ones out there. And then after that, we have Topps Chrome UCC. And guys, you also cannot go wrong with this one from this year. Last year's was a disaster in my opinion, but this year's they improved so many things. They added so many like nicer things in the set, and you know, the overall value for Topps Chrome, typically when people are looking for like rookie cards of like specific players down the line, this is like the first thing people are gonna like look for from Topps. So overall value, big thumbs up. The price could have been better, but the quality of the cards is like very good in my opinion, and the checklist is amazing. So after that, we look at one of the first theoretical high rated sets, and this is going to be like Obsidian. And you know, and that's partly because of like the checklist and like how many like numbered cards you're getting per box, because all the cards are like numbered from Obsidian. And you know, the price was like not too shabby. It could have been better, but because it was an improvement from the previous years, this is definitely like kind of like what's helping it. Later on, when we did like see a lot of these opened, and then we kind of saw like all the different stuff that you can get from these, kind of maybe shifted things to like a lower rating. But like we said earlier, this is all based on like when this first comes out, how much it costs. Do we know like certain things about the checklist and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's going to be it for Obsidian. And then next we have the super short printed Serie A Select. People went crazy with like the hobby boxes for these, and yeah, the reason why this is rated so high is because of the super short print. I mean, people were getting like anywhere between like 1 to 3 1-of-1s per case, which is actually like mind-blowing. And you know, I mean, the price was actually horrible for this, like especially this being released, I think like a month or two after La Liga. Panini just straight up gouged the price on their website, and I mean, that's like the manufacturer, so I guess no shame there from them. But a lot of people did buy it, and you know, for probably, I mean, they did that because they made like so much less than like La Liga and EPL, which, you know, from a demand or supply and demand standpoint, it makes total sense. But only like a few chase rookies from these, with, you know, Cavaradona like leading the pack. But yeah, that's kind of going to be like the main driver for this, the scarcity, and all the legend autos as well. I mean, you have like Cristiano Ronaldo, Rivaldo, R9, you have Zidane, and like a lot of other players that I'm not even like going to go into because I could like talk for an entire page. But that's the last thing we're going to say about Serie A, and that's the reason why it's there. Then we have Merlin. Merlin this year was kind of, I don't want to say like a disappointment, but I feel like last year and the year before, definitely like much better. I mean, this is only like the third year of Merlin, so I mean, they did add like a bunch of nice elements, but the design, in my opinion, this year was, I don't know, it really needed work. Something about it was off, but you know, they did add the Arda Güler rookie to this, so that was kind of like a big plus. And yeah, overall, people seem to love Merlin. You know, it's a hobby favorite, so that's kind of contributing to the whole like value thing. But other than that, high quality sets as always. And the next one is going to be Topps Chrome Sapphire. They added the autographs for the first time for soccer Topps Chrome Sapphire. and that's going to be the main driver for this. I mean, the durability, the quality, everyone loves the look of Sapphire cards, and you combine that with the, what was it, like, so the autos aren't guaranteed. They're like one in every maybe like 3 to 4 cases or something, but the fact that there was like so much that this like Sapphire introduced, plus like the variations and like all the other like new inserts and stuff, kind of is why it's at 3.92. But yeah, unfortunately no guaranteed auto. That's probably like the only thing, and the price was a little bit more expensive than it should have been. But yeah, next one's going to be Topps Chrome Juventus. A lot of people are probably surprised to see this one rated so high, but the reason is because of a combination of the launch price for Topps and then how many hits you're getting. You're obviously getting 2 autos from these. You got Cristiano Ronaldo in this. You got so many like Italian legends and like Juventus legends, which is like a big plus. Super high quality cards. And yeah, I mean, for the price, I can't actually remember exactly how much the price was, but it was like relatively more affordable than a lot of like hobby boxes and even like the Barcelona one. And you guys are going to notice like a trend as we go down in the ratings. It's basically because the lower ratings were for sets that were released like earlier in 2023. So Panini and Topps are like actively learning or actively adapting to the market to try to sell more of their product. So they're actively improving. I don't know like what their turnaround times are from like design to like making the cards to packaging them to selling them, but I mean I can imagine it could take like anywhere from like, I don't know, 6 months to like a year. But each product that comes out, the later products release typically has a better rating from what you guys have been seeing so far. But anyway, moving to FIFA, this one has a very similar story to the Serie A boxes. A little bit more or a little bit higher of a print run than Serie A, but less than La Liga, definitely less than EPL. This one had, like so many like big name players all in one set, which is amazing. So you have like Erling Haaland, Mbappe, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and Maradona, like among other players as well. So all those autos in like one product is actually phenomenal, but the price absolutely catastrophic. But I mean, I guess they had to, deal with the whole like supply demand thing there. You are getting anywhere from like, I think, yeah, it was like 2 to 3 autos per box. So that was like a big plus. But yeah, that's really the main driver for this one. And then we go to Futera. Again, the only thing holding this one back is going to be licensing. A lot of like game worn, and well, actually, I think they only have like game worn or like training match worn, maybe even. So they definitely don't deal with any unassociated stuff, which is like super disappointing from like a lot of Panini or like Topps previous sets. But yeah, and all the autos that you could get from these are on cards, and their cards look absolutely beautiful. Again, minus licensing. So next is going to be EPL Prizm. Prizm is just going to keep on doing its thing. One of the most popular products for all of sports cards in general. And there's like a lot of cards in this set that were very high in demand. They're still high in demand. Just because of the whole like Prizm name. This one could have used a lot of improvements, but because it was an early release in the year, I guess they hadn't really thought of a lot of things that they added in other sets. And then of course we have the Donruss with the Kabooms and the Night Moves introduction to that one. And a lot of people actually love this set. The main driver for why this is like, rated kind of like relatively high compared to like what its price is now is because I think these came out at like 180 or like 185 bucks, which is absolutely crazy because so many people just like bought these were like sold out instantly, and then within like a week or two they went all the way to like 300 to like 340 bucks, which is actually crazy. So in that short amount of time, it almost like 2x in value. But yeah, I mean that is huge for in terms of like how many cards you're getting, like how many hits per box. There's a mix of paper and like optic. And yeah, for that low of a price, a lot of people weren't really used to it at that point, but it was an early release, so they still had a lot to work on. And the last few sets, and these were going to be the last few that made it just above 3.5 stars overall rating. So we do have Argentina Fileteado. This one was just like absolutely like amazing. I mean, the cards felt super premium, super high quality cards. The texture on them was like really nice. These sold out very quickly. I don't know a single person who like actually opened this and didn't enjoy it. So for, you know, the checklist and like what you could get from these and how these cards look is just, I don't know, it's pretty unique. So most of these sets that you see in this like last page here are going to have some unique element. And the Jude Bellingham Platinum Curated set actually had like a Willy Wonka type like golden ticket, and it was literally called like golden ticket. And basically if you got one of those in your box, you basically would just reach out to Topps, and they would basically arrange a meet and greet for you and Jude Bellingham. I think it's actually going to happen in 2024. We did pull a golden ticket for one of our viewers. If you guys know, then you know, but there's like a big issue during the live stream. We tried to figure it out, and we finally like kind of made it right with our member, and they're actually going to be able to see Jude Bellingham in 2024. So congrats, Mel, once again. And yeah, that's probably like the biggest difference between this one and the Jamal Musiala set. They're super similar. Some of the designs are better than others for like base or inserts, but overall these are very similar, minus the golden ticket from the Musiala set. And then the last one is going to be Futera. Kind of weird to have like two releases, but the one that was released in like June, so like later on in 2023, that one had like a slightly better improvement than this one. So besides all the hits you're getting per box, I mean, the whole licensing thing, that's still going to be an issue forever, but maybe the pricing as well to kind of, you know, go with that. But overall, typically Futera does a really good job, but this one is where it is because the numbers don't lie. So honorable mentions are going to be up next. Basically all the sets that didn't really, even though they had like high ratings, if they didn't pass the initial like thresholds that we discussed earlier in the video for like that overall set value 3.5 or the overall, well, I guess the overall value doesn't really matter. It's I'll just show you guys. So as you guys can see, all of these have ratings of 3.5 or higher, but in the case hit ratio / set value category, it's less than 3.5. So that's why these ones didn't make it in those ratings. But most of these are going to be really unique or really fun. That's why they're here. I highly recommend trying Topps Chrome MLS 2023 because of the whole like messy chase factor and some legend autos. Relatively cheaper than a lot of other hobby boxes that we've seen. You're getting so many parallels from these. I mean, like so many numbered cards, and you know, the whole like messy chase is real. I can't wait to see the 1/1 GOAT auto. I mean, whoever gets that one is just going to be in heaven at that point. But highly recommend trying it out. And then another one, because of the on-card autos of, you know, Holland, and you got like a bunch of legends from the Premier League. This one is actually really amazing. It's just unfortunate that they had like a lot of sticker autos compared to like, I mean, I think maybe like 2019 or something like that. That's honestly something that they need to improve on for like future releases, and hopefully they can also fix the launch price as well. But you know, this one was like one of my favorite designs this year. It's definitely better than the last 2 years for Impeccable for EPL, but yeah, that's why this one is where it is. And then we have EPL Select. There's a lot of chase cards from these. I'm a big fan of Select. Typically it's like super collectible as well, kind of like Prizm, but they did have so many non-associated patches, which is absolutely disappointing. And I mean, actually same goes for like Impeccable, but anyway, for Select, for like the slightly more affordable price, they definitely could have printed way less. They just printed so much of this, guys. It's like actually insane. But because there's a lot of chase cards in these, you know, like you have Garnacho, you got Mudryk. I'm pretty sure Mudryk is in there. You got Holland, you got a lot of like other legend autos as well. That's why this one's here in honorable mentions. And then for super uniqueness, so Panini is actually starting to make a lot of dedicated sets for leagues that we typically don't see. So this is going to be basically just the tip of the iceberg. I believe they're working on something for like Copa America or like other releases or something like that. But if you want to try something cheap, something unique, definitely give this one a try for sure. I mean, most of it is like in Korean text, like a mix of Korean and English text on the cards. But yeah, I think you can find these for like maybe like $100 or like less than $100, and it's like one auto per box. No Heung-min Son auto, so if you're chasing those, I have news for you. If that's why you want to try these, then don't try them. Otherwise, it's a really fun rip. Then you have the Barcelona 2 auto standalone set. And yeah, because this one was released way before the Juventus set, there was a lot obviously that they improved on. The Leo Messi set is going to be the improvement on this one, but the price was, I think, a little bit too much, which they could have fixed. But yeah, besides that, just a high quality set in general. And now for the top 15 breakfast picks. Basically, we took all the sets that you guys just saw, and we are actually going to rank them from 1 to 15 in terms of like actual like ranking, or like which one, basically, if you were to look at a store, which one should you buy from like 1 to 15 ordered, basically in rank and in terms of like priority. So first one, surprise, surprise, it's Topps Stadium Club Chrome. And, you know, by far this one, in my opinion, just like blew everything out of the water. And yeah, I mean, if you're trying to look for a really, really nice box, really like enjoyable, looks amazing. Just, I don't know, overall, just a very, very good set. So that is number one. And actually, I don't think we should spend probably too much time on these ratings, because we did discuss these one by one earlier. So I'm probably just going to kind of give you like the main point of this and kind of like what place it is. I mean, you guys can see it on the screen, but the one right after Stadium Club Chrome is going to be Museum, because again, honestly guys, I can't really find much that you can go wrong with this. A lot of the cards feel like super, super premium, and you know, the ceiling is super, super high for this, especially the on-card autos. And yeah, I mean, I think resale isn't too bad for this, but the launch price was fair, I believe, from what I remember. But yeah, Museum, go for it. The one after that is going to be La Liga Select, and you know, in my opinion, this one was super, super underrated for the price that it's going at, or for the launch price at least, and for like what you're getting in terms of autos from the checklist. Pretty underrated, guys. And in terms of print run, way less printed than EPL, of course, but a little bit more than FIFA and Serie, but it does take the bronze number 3. And right after that, we have the classic Topps Chrome UCC. Definitely can't go wrong with this one. There's a lot of good rookies in this year as well. So I feel like it's going to start competing with the 2020 rookie class, but we're just going to have to give them more time to see if they actually can prove themselves. And yeah, after that, we have the very, very fun Chronicles. Can't really go wrong with this one as well. There's a lot of variety in these. There's a lot of, the checklist is also really, really nice. And yeah, for 3 leagues in one, that's pretty hard to beat. And after that, in number 6 is going to be Topps Finest. You know, the 2 autos, definitely a game changer. You are getting a lot of parallels in these as well for a Chrome product and what you could potentially get. This one gets a 6 thumbs up from me. So yeah, after that is going to be Merlin. This one ranked a little bit lower because we did discuss, you know, the design earlier, and like some things were off about it this year. They did, I feel like, print more from what I remember, but yeah, it is sitting at lucky number 7. And after that, we have Serie and FIFA, actually number 8 and number 9. And like we mentioned, the auto checklist is going to be the main driver here. You know, the stained glass is actually also really, really nice. They have like a bunch of case hits in these as well. This one is going to be mainly for like the rookies and the legend autos, and this one's going to be mainly for, well, actually probably the same thing. So the reason why Inception is at number 10, which is probably going to be a surprise for a lot of people, is because, you know, personally the design is just like too much. Like whoever took that clarity filter and just blasted it to oblivion is kind of like what's, you know, I always say that about this set, but yeah, that's going to be like the main driver for like why this is number 10. Also the fact that they really printed this one like way more than the last few sets for Inception that came out is kind of like a downer, but still a pretty high quality set nonetheless. And of course we have Panini Impeccable, because the design is actually amazing, and they do still have a relatively big number of on-card autos for legends and like other players as well from the league. I don't know, I mean, I just wish this one was like a little bit cheaper because of kind of what they're doing with like all the patches as well, but it is what it is at number 11. And then we have number 12 with Topps Chrome Sapphire. Because it doesn't guarantee an auto, that's kind of why it's like in this kind of situation, and for like the launch price, which is kind of ridiculous. But anyway, then we have our last 3 for the top 15. We have EPL Prizm, because, you know, EPL Prizm is a staple in soccer card collecting, and you know, it just, people go crazy for it every single year. It's super collectible factor, kind of gives it this like unique edge. But I think they're actually going to improve 2023-24. If not, then I honestly don't know what Panini's doing, so fingers crossed, guys. Then after that, we have Donruss, because it was another one of those like really fun sets. A lot of like kaboom chases, especially from like retail as well. Big thumbs up there. And ending with Obsidian, because, you know, Obsidian just like feels like one of the nicest like Chrome stock sets out there, even though like maybe like overall value is kind of like falling after release a little bit. The floods really is kind of like what saved this product, and they added like all these parallels, which kind of makes the cards look so much better. But that's going to be the top 15, and then the last 3 down here are going to be the, I guess, second round of honorable mentions, or like the plus category, or like the bonus. So if you haven't tried Topps Chrome UCL for the Women's League, I highly recommend it. The ceiling is very high with this, and you know, the boxes are relatively cheaper compared to the men's stuff. And of course, can't go wrong with Futera as well. I just really wish the licensing was there, but this one is definitely unique, like they call it themselves. And then the Argentina Fileteado sets was absolutely amazing. I was so like surprised by the quality of the cards. Overall, a very fun set, but if you're not familiar with Argentina, maybe this one's not for you. And that's basically going to be it, guys. I mean, there's probably a lot of people who are going to disagree with like a lot of these different sets, because, you know, people like different things, but a lot of these ratings are based on the calculations and numbers that we use, and we keep it pretty consistent with like all releases, and we keep it very fair. And, you know, that's why we had like 2 categories, the basically like theoretical one that's based on the numbers, and then the one that we actually have kind of seen people gravitate towards. And that's why we like reorder them and rank them to like actual like demand, or like what we think is best. And if there are any particular parts of any specific set that you guys actually like, let us know in the comments down below. And if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to help with answering those. So check us out on Instagram and Discord as well. But that is going to be it, guys. Thanks for all the support in 2023. Thanks for making it such an amazing year for us, guys. We can't do this without you. And yeah, stick around for more content, group breaks, giveaways, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.